We are watching right now U.S. stock futures, and it's not looking too good. They are dropping this morning before Wall Street opens. You can see the Dow is down more than 600 points in futures, the NASDAQ down more than 400 points early, and the S&P 500 also on track to fall back to bear market territory, possibly a new low for 2022. Investors are still reeling this morning from Friday's inflation report and expecting the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates later in the week. The markets open at 7:30 this morning. We'll see how they do.
And today on Capitol Hill, the January 6th committee will continue to build its case that former President Donald Trump is responsible for the attempted insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. This morning's hearing is expected to focus on how the deadly attack on the Capitol was no spontaneous riot, but the direct result of the former president's misinformation campaign. Committee members are confident their nearly year-long investigation has produced sufficient evidence for a criminal indictment. NBC News will have live coverage of the second day of hearings expected to start at 8 a.m. You can watch that right here on Channel 9. We'll have all of our local news over on Channel 20.
Other news now, more than 30 men are facing misdemeanor charges of criminal conspiracy, including 3 Coloradans. They were arrested outside of a Pride event Saturday in northern Idaho after being found in the back of a U-Haul.
Police in Idaho say the men are part of a white supremacist group called Patriot Front. They were all wearing the same clothes, including khakis with navy blue shirts, beige hats, and white cloths covering their faces. As 9 News reporter Mark Salinger shows us, the group is very active in Colorado.
In northern Idaho, police open up a U-Haul and find more than 30 people inside. Investigators say they're members of a white supremacist group called Patriot Front. They were on their way to a Pride event in the town of Coeur d'Alene, where police say they were prepared to riot. All 31 were arrested Saturday and are facing a misdemeanor charge of criminal conspiracy. Among them are 3 people from Colorado: 26-year-old Nathan Brenner from Louisville, 28-year-old Forrest Rankin from Wheat Ridge, and 23-year-old Connor Ryan from Thornton.
They espouse racist, anti-Semitic, and intolerant viewpoints, particularly against immigrants.
Jeremy Shaver is a senior associate regional director with the Anti-Defamation League. The ADL tracked 279 instances of white supremacist propaganda distributed in Colorado between 2020 and 2022. Of those, Patriot Front is responsible for 225 of those incidents.
When we look at white supremacist propaganda activity in Colorado, nearly the vast majority has been a result of Patriot Fronts. We've seen them put stickers and flyers up and down the Front Range.
In 2019, a man was arrested in Denver after interrupting a drag queen story time at a local bookstore. He put Patriot Front stickers on the window and vandalized the storefront.
They believe that their ancestors conquered America and bequeathed it solely to them. And so they believe that their primary goal is to reclaim America as a white nation.
The Anti-Defamation League said Patriot Front is responsible for the vast majority of white supremacist propaganda that's distributed around the country. They say the organization represented 80% of all white supremacist propaganda incidents in 2020. Right now, it's unclear when they'll appear in court.
Other news now, police in Denver investigating after 6 people were shot at a party. It happened in South Denver over the weekend. 2 people died, 4 others have serious injuries. Shooting happened around 1 a.m. Sunday morning near East Colorado and Dahlia Street. Police did not say anything about what led up to the shooting or about suspect or suspects. The department did ask anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers.
For the first time in years, U.S. lawmakers are one step closer to passing federal gun legislation.
Yeah, senators have created a bipartisan framework, and it appears that they have enough votes to pass it in the Senate within a few weeks.
As CNN's Amy Kiley shows us, it's not a done deal, and the path forward is still precarious.
We shouldn't take a victory lap yet.
We're not at the finish line, but we at least can see it, and that's an encouraging development.
Senators who support the new bipartisan framework for gun safety legislation say they're hopeful a bill created from it could pass. It addresses issues like mental health, school safety, and illegal gun purchases. These 10 Republican senators say they support it, and that's enough to override a filibuster. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is complimenting the negotiators, but the gun control framework isn't a bill yet.
There are provisions that will be tricky.
Senator Chris Coons helped negotiate the plan. He says language around gun shows might need extra attention, as well as straw purchases. Those are when a person illegally buys a firearm for someone else. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he'll send the bill to the floor as soon as possible.
I'm cautiously optimistic that we can get this passed out of the Senate in about the next 2 weeks before early July.
Now some advocates are expressing cautious optimism, too.
This is substantially more than we've seen in decades from Congress. Is this everything that I want? Definitely not, but it is something.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The new proposed legislation from the senators would also make a change to current law to ban domestic violence abusers from having guns. It would close what's known as the boyfriend loophole. Right now, federal law only bans domestic abusers who are married to, live with, or have a child with the victim from having a gun. Lawmakers now want to prohibit any dating partner from owning a gun if they have been convicted of domestic violence.
That doesn't matter whether there's a marriage certificate or not. If you have abuse present, women are just as likely to be killed by dating partners as by spouses.
In 2020, more than 60 people in Colorado died as a result of domestic violence. It was the second highest number of deaths in the last 5 years. Most of the intimate partners involved in those deaths had a history of domestic violence assault.
A wildfire burning in southern Colorado is prompting evacuations. This Lopez fire is burning about 10 miles north of the town of Del Norte in Saguache County. It's burned 88 acres so far. No containment, but firefighters say that it has slowed down. The La Garita Creek area was also evacuated for hours on Sunday before people were allowed back into their homes. Part of I-70 in Eagle County is back open this morning. It was closed for more than an hour last night. Look at that, because of a small fire near the highway. You can see all the people stuck in the eastbound lanes near Dotsero. The fire is small, only 1 or 2 acres, and firefighters say that it's not threatening any homes. And severe weather outside DIA forced some people to take shelter. There was a landspout tornado just north of the airport Sunday afternoon around 2 o'clock before moving northeast and breaking up. Susan shared this picture of people at DIA taking shelter packed in a stairwell by security. The airport says the tornado didn't impact their operations other than people being stuck in a stairwell. Yeah.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today are the stats. We're going for a high of 99 degrees today. There's the normal high of just 82, but the record, also 99 from 2006. Normal low is 52, the record 35 from 1947.